What's up, everybody? This is EchoLynx. Today, we will be going over the Linux Fundamentals Part 1 room from TryHackMe. We'll get started with Task 1, which gives a quick introduction to Linux. It explains that Linux is an operating system just like macOS or Windows, provides a brief overview, and outlines what you'll do in the room. Read through that and press Complete. Now on to Task 2. A bit of background. Where is Linux used? Everywhere. Linux appears in all sorts of places like websites, point of sale, POS, etc. Flavors of Linux refers to versions, similar to how Windows has several versions. Linux is actually an umbrella term for multiple OSs that are based on UNIX. One difference is that Linux has many distributions because it's open source. Anyone can build a Linux-based system tailored to a specific purpose. You'll hear people say Linux distributions. Common ones include Ubuntu and Debian. Read through this section, then answer, in what year was the first release of a Linux operating system? The answer is 1991. Submit that and you're done with Task 2. Next is Task 3. Has you start the machine and shows how to use it. TryHackMe offers two modes. A free mode, this room is free, where anyone can connect via OpenVPN and complete the content, and a subscriber mode with browser-based machines you can start with a button, plus access to more premium content. This room is beginner-friendly and focuses on Linux basics. If you subscribe, you get those browser-based machines and additional rooms. Once the machine loads, click the Start button. With that, you're done with Task 3. Next is Task 4, running your first few commands. The top part explains a graphical user interface, GUI. On this Linux box, you can't click around to navigate. You interact by typing in a terminal. A GUI is like your Windows or macOS desktop where you open programs, double-click shortcuts, minimize and close windows. Everything via clicks. Here, you're using the terminal. Now for commands. Echo outputs any text you provide. Whoami shows the current user you're logged in as. For the questions, if we wanted to output the text TryHackMe, what would our command be? Echo TryHackMe. What is the username of who you're logged in as on your deployed Linux machine? TryHackMe. Submit those and you're done with Task 4. Task 5. Interacting with the file system introduces 4 commands. ls list shows the contents of the current directory. cd change directory moves you around the file system. cat concatenate displays the text contents of a file so you can read it. pwd print working directory shows where you are in the file system, your current path. A useful tip, you don't have to be inside a directory to list it. ls folder 4 lists the contents of folder 4 without leaving your current location. For example, ls might show access.log, folder 1, folder 2, folder 3, and folder 4. If you run ls folder 4, you might see note.txt. Running ls again shows the current directory contents. You didn't move? ls folder 4 just looked inside folder 4. Next, cd changes directories. Run cd folder 4. Your prompt indicates you're in /folder 4. ls now shows note.txt instead of the earlier folders. To go back one level, use cd ... 2 dots with a space after cd. That's a very handy shorthand. Now cat can display file contents. From inside folder 4, cat note.txt outputs hello world. You can also target a file by its path without moving. Cat folder 4/note.txt prints the same hello world. pwd tells you exactly where you are. If you run pwd from the home directory, you'll see something like /home/tryhackme. After cd ... and pwd, you'll see you moved up one directory. cd TryHackMe returns you to where you started. Another helpful tip, you can chain directories with cd in one go, like cd folder 4/folder 1, instead of stepping through level by level. For the questions, how many folders are there? Run ls and count. You'll see 4. What directory contains a file? Check with ls folder 1, ls folder 2, ls folder 3, ls folder 4. Folder 4 contains note.txt. What is the contents of this file? Use cat folder 4/note.txt to reveal hello world. Use the cd command to navigate to this file and find the new current working directory. Run cd folder 4 and then pwd. You'll see the path to submit. For example, /home/tryhackme/folder 4. A quick quality of life tip. Clear cleans up the terminal output. With that, you're done with task 5. Task number 6. One fantastic way to show just how efficient you can be with systems like Linux is using a set of commands to quickly search for files across the entire system that our user has access to. No need to consistently use cd and ls to find out what is where. Instead, we can use commands such as find to automate things like this for us. This is where Linux starts to become a bit more intimidating to approach. But we'll break this down and ease you into it. The find command is fantastic in the sense that it can be used both very simply or rather complex, depending upon what it is you want to do exactly. However, let's stick to the fundamentals first. It becomes a headache when we're having to look through every single directory using the function ls. Let's start simple and assume that we already know the name of the file we're looking for. Let's look at this example. Find -namepasswords.txt. Find has managed to find the file. It turns out it is located in folder 1/passwords.txt. Sweet. But let's say that we don't know the name of the file or want to search for every file that has an extension such as .txt. We can simply use what's known as a wildcard asterisk to search for anything that has .txt at the end. In our case, we want to find every .txt file that's in our current directory. We will construct a command such as find-name*.txt. Another great utility that is a great one to learn about is the use of grep. The grep command allows us to search the contents of files for specific values that we are looking for. Take, for example, the access log of a web server. In this case, the access.log of a web server has 244 entries. Using a command like cat isn't going to cut it too well here. Let's say, for example, if we wanted to search this log file to see the things that a certain user/IP address visited. Looking through 244 entries isn't all that efficient considering we want to find a specific value. We can use grep to search the entire contents of this file for any entries of the value that we are searching for. Going with the example of a web server's access log, we want to see everything that the IP address 81.143.211.90 has visited. Grep 81.143.211.90 access.log. Grep has searched through this file and has shown us any entries of what we've provided, and that is contained within this log file for the IP. Now, for this question, what is the flag? Use grep on access.log to find the flag with the prefix thm:. Grep thm access.log will reveal the line containing the flag so you can submit it. The stray line, and I still haven't found what I'm looking for, is likely just a joke. No answer is needed there. With that, you're done with task 6. Task number 7. Introduction to shell operators. The diagram and examples are enough to understand the basics, and runs a command in the background so you can keep using the terminal while a long job runs, useful if grep or another tool needs to process very large files. And chains commands. But the second command only runs if the first succeeds. Greater than redirects output, replacing the target file's contents with the new output. Greater than appends output to the end of the target file without replacing existing content. Example, echo hey. Greater than welcome writes hey into the file. Welcome. Running cat welcome shows hey. Then echo hello. Greater than welcome appends hello to the same file. If you had used greater than instead of double greater than for the second command, it would have replaced hey with hello. Questions. To run a command in the background, use ampersand. To replace the contents of a file named password with the text password 123, run echo password 123 greater than password. To add TryHackMe to the same file but keep password 123, run echo TryHackMe greater than password. Submit your answers to finish task 7. You can terminate the machine by clicking the terminate button now that you're done with it. Task number 8 and task number 9. Conclusions and summaries. This section recaps the room and points you to Linux Fundamentals Part 2 on TryHackMe. Now that you've learned the basics, check out Part 2 to go deeper. Essential knowledge if you want to hack or get into cybersecurity.